And welcome back to another video. This is going to be an incredibly short one today, but in the spirit of Halloween and all things spooky, I thought I would share with you my haunted music room story. If any of you have watched my music room tour, then you'll know that when I first moved into this house, I actually used to teach from the box room upstairs, and this is where all these sort of spooky goings on happened. So it wasn't very long after we'd moved in and I started to get my first students in the area, and I remember I was teaching this girl called Caitlin. And in the middle of one of her lessons, she just suddenly went, "Oh, I didn't know that you had a cat." And then she kind of looked down at the side of the piano stool. And I was thinking, oh, God, that's weird, because I don't actually have a cat. And I said to her, "What's that? That's strange. What's made you say that? I don't have a cat." And she was like, "I've just seen a cat on the floor down by the piano." And I was like thinking, oh God, like this, yeah, this is quite creepy. But, you know, I know that our peripheral vision can deceive us. So I guess I kind of didn't think, I thought it was weird, but didn't think too much of it at this point. And then a few months later, I was teaching another one of my students called Charlie, and in the middle, she was playing through one of the pieces, and she just suddenly stopped playing, and then she went, "Oh, I could have sworn I just felt like a dog brushed past my leg or something." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Well, you know that feeling when a dog sort of brushes past your you know, your trousers." And I thought, God, that's weird. Obviously, in the back of my mind, I still had what Caitlin had said a couple of months prior. So I told Charlie what Caitlin had said, and we must have spent probably the next 5 minutes of her lesson talking about ghosts, ghost stories, probably freaking ourselves out more than we needed to. So yeah, that was the second weird thing that had happened. And then the third weird thing is that basically a couple of months later again, we did actually get a cat, a little grey cat called Arlo, who when we took, we were told it was a boy. We went to the vets, it turned out to be a girl, but we just kept the name Arlo anyway. And during this time, we were actually transforming what was our living room into the music room now. And at the same time, we were going to get our hallway, our stairway, and our landing completely replastered and recarpeted. So we had a lot of workmen in. And the one time we actually had the plasterers in doing the stairs. So we thought the last thing they need is a little grey cat dashing around under their feet, going in and out of the house. So we thought the safest place for Arlo to be is going to be in her pet carrier in this room with me. And I also had this door shut as well at the time. And then my husband had gone upstairs to speak to one of the plasterers. And then suddenly he shouted down, "Elle, why have you let Arlo out of her carry case?" And I thought, oh my God, Arlo has escaped, because you know what cats are like, they're like Houdini, aren't they? So I kind of got down onto the floor and I looked in the carry case, and I was convinced at this point that she had got out, because he was so just sort of annoyed with me that she was out and getting in the way sort of thing. I kid you not, Arlo was still in her carry case and the bars were, you know, there, everything was secure. And I opened the door that's behind me, and I opened up and I shouted up to him, "No, Arlo's still with me and she's in her carry case." And he shouted down, "Well, me and the plasterer, we've just seen her on the landing." And I was like, "Well, you can't have, because she's with me." And he went, "That is so weird. We could have sworn we'd just seen a cat." And obviously in the back of my mind, I'd had what Caitlin had said, what Charlie had said, and now what Oliver had said as well. I was thinking, okay, this is getting really weird. So I decided to have a chat with my mum about this. Obviously, had it just been the first two instances, I probably wouldn't have really mentioned it, but after an adult as well has now seen said cat, I thought, okay, I'll chat with my mum. And my mum is good friends with the gentleman that we actually bought the property from, and she said that he did have a cat called Fergus, a black cat called Fergus, and that Fergus passed away on the main street just in front of the house. I don't know if he was hit by a car, unfortunately. I can't remember what had happened, but basically we're sort of now under the impression that perhaps we are sort of haunted by the ghost of Fergus, who likes to roam the landing and the box room. I've never actually seen this myself, but it's often on my mind, if I'm in the kitchen or whatever and I'm washing up and I can see the stairway, I often think, oh, I wonder if I'll see a cat, or do you know what I mean? It's weird, but so yeah, and I'm kind of glad that I actually haven't seen anything, because I think had I seen something, I would be way more freaked out than I actually am. But yeah, I find obviously things like this super interesting. So if you have got any spooky stories of your own, please comment below. And if you have found this interesting, please like and subscribe as always. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.